Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's me again, Chelsea, and today we're going to be talking through books I wish I'd read in 2020. Now I have 10 books on this list, 5 of which are new releases from 2020 and 5 of which are from a range of years that I really wanted to get to this year but I just didn't. So we're going to be alternating between 2020 and old backlist books. That works. We're going to be alternating between 2020 and my backlist books, and we'll see how this goes. Please note my descriptions probably won't be that great because I have not actually read any of these books, but as always I will link the Goodreads link down below so you can see the descriptions. That'll be 100% better than mine. Let's get started. So the first book that I wish I'd read in 2020 that is a new release is obviously Legendborn by Tracy Deonn. Now I really wish I'd been able to get to this book. I've seen it everywhere, loads of people have loved it. I know that there are quite a few booktubers as well who rant and rave about this book saying how amazing it is, and I really wish I'd got to it. I just didn't have time. This was a gift from Illumicrate. I think they just wanted to give an extra book to their subscribers last month and this was that. I have also got a copy of this for my friend for Christmas, and I can say that because I've already given it to her, and I bought her a copy because I thought it would be right up her street. She seems to like the same things that I do and I'm really psyched to read it, so hopefully she will be too. So this book is basically following a girl called Bree who is 16 and she wants to escape because her mother died in a car accident. So she escapes to this like early summer program, and what else does it say on the back of here? A residential program for bright high schoolers seems like the perfect opportunity until she witnesses a magical attack her very first night on campus. A major's failure unlocks Bree's own unique magic and a buried memory from the night her mother died. Now Bree will do whatever it takes to discover the truth, even infiltrate the Legendborn. But when the Legendborn reveal themselves as descendants of King Arthur's knights and foretell a magical war, Bree must decide how far she'll go for the truth. Should she use her magic to take the society down or join the fight? So that sounds pretty good. And if I'm completely honest, I will probably be reading the back of these books to you because I can't remember an awful lot of them, if I'm honest. Because, you know, some of them I can, but I haven't read them yet, so the details haven't sunk in. But this is the first one. Now, the next book we're going to talk about is one from my backlist, and that is Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Nagan. And I think I bought this year off of someone on Instagram, and I was so excited to buy it and read it. I also got the Fairy Loot sequel on my shelf and my plan was to read them both this year. Has it happened? No. So that's pretty standard. So this one says, Lay is of the paper caste, the lowest caste in Ikara. Even so, rumours of her golden eyes have piqued the king's interest, and so she is ripped from her home and taken to the opulent palace, a gilded prison, her life now beholden to the demon king's every whim. But as Lay dreams of escape, she does the unthinkable, she falls in love. Her forbidden romance, enmeshed with an explosive plot that threatens the king's very reign, will force Lay to decide just how far she's willing to go to fight for her freedom. Lush, poetic and utterly unforgettable, Girls of Paper and Fire is an extraordinary tale reminding us that pure love and passion can transcend even the bleakest of fates. So it sounds really good, and like I said, I've been wanting to read this for a while. I just haven't got around to it, and do you know what, that's going to be what I say a lot throughout this video because I am gutted that I haven't got to these books. I have read, don't get me wrong, I've read some amazing books this year, and I've actually read more new releases than I thought I would this year, but I just wish I'd read these. The next new release that I wish I had read this year is 100% The Chosen Ones by Veronica Roth. Now, I can't remember an awful lot about this book, if I'm honest. I bought it that long ago. It's something about these chosen ones managed to beat off an evil force, I think, and now it's coming back for them. That's roughly what it was. 15 years ago, 5 ordinary teenagers were singled out by a prophecy to take down the Dark One, an impossibly powerful entity wreaking havoc across North America. The Chosen Ones, as the teens were known, gave everything they had to defeat him, and on the 10th anniversary of the Dark One's defeat, something unthinkable happens. One of the Chosen Ones dies. When the others gather for the funeral, they discover the Dark One's ultimate goal was much bigger than they, the government, or even the prophecy could have foretold, bigger than the world itself. And this time, fighting back might take more than Sloane has to give. So this sounds really good. I heard a lot about this when it came out, but I didn't hear about it from the book community. I heard about it from people in a Fairy Loot group that I follow, because Fairy Loot did their own version of this. This is the Waterstones edition, and you know what? I prefer this one. I think that was the biggest thing I heard about this book, was that when the Fairy Loot edition came out, not only did it not fit the spec that was listed, people were also quite disappointed with it, which sucks, because I think I've seen it and it looked gorgeous in the photos, but it wasn't what people wanted. But I really like this edition. This is just the signed edition, Waterstones exclusive. I'm pretty sure this is what the Fairy Loot had, just a different colour. Correct me if I'm wrong, I probably am. But yeah, again, another new release that I am yet to get to. Literally, I bought this one, put it on my shelf next to my other Veronica Roth books, which are only the Carve the Mark series, because I really rate that series, and then haven't picked it back up. Another backlist book that I want to get to, that I wish I'd got to this year, but obviously I haven't, is Furyborn by Claire Legrand. This book sounded amazing, and I'm pretty sure I spoke about it recently. I don't know, probably not, maybe in my head. But I have actually heard a lot about this series. This series seems to have actually like had a big impact on BookTube, which is fantastic. I think all 3 books are out now, and I want to get them. But I need to read this one first. I'm trying really, really hard to not buy whole series before I read the first book. Now, have I done that all this year? No. But for this series, I need to read this, because I bought it and then trying to find a hardcover edition of the second one was proving rather difficult this month, but I think it's come back in stock. I know the third one was staying hardback for a while because it came out this year, but this is one that I really, really need to catch up on. I think, like, it just sounds amazing. I especially love the fact that this is centred around 2 young women centuries apart. Like, that sounds amazing. I'm not going to read the blurb for this. Like I said, if I don't read the description, or the description isn't good enough, check the links down below, because they will all be listed there. Now, another new release that has been on my radar and I actually knew about before it came in my subscription box was Kingdom of the Wicked by Carrie Maniscalco. Now, this would be the first Carrie Maniscalco book I've read, because I have not read her Stalking the Jack the Ripper series, although it does sound like something maybe I would like. I did pre-order this from Waterstones, but I did return it as well when I worked out that Fairy Loot were doing their own edition, and this is stunning. This sounds really, really good. I'm pretty sure this is following witches. So in this book we're following 2 sisters that are witches, and unfortunately one of the sisters stumbles across her other sister after she has been brutally murdered, and she then becomes, you know, hell-bent on finding the killer. While searching for the killer, Emilia, who is the main sister that we are following, comes across Wrath, who is a demon prince who swears that he is on her side and he wishes to help her. But can we trust him? We don't know, because we haven't read the book yet. So this is one that I think I will actually really, really love. But I've heard mixed reviews about it recently since it's come out, which sucks, but I hope I do really enjoy it. Now, my final 3 backlist reads are all pretty popular, I think. So the first up is Nevernight by J. Kristoff. I tried to read this earlier this year. I started to read it and then I failed. I put it down. I started it for one readathon, the readathon finished, and then another one came along, because it seems as though I've been doing that a lot recently. I've started one readathon and then not finished the books for that, and then started another one and then axed off the books that I started, which is why my currently reading shelf on my TBR cart, which I have spoken through in 2 videos, one being my currently reading that I needed to finish, and I'll link that video up here, and the second one being my complete owned physical TBR, which I will link here. That shelf is a little bit mad. So what I have done recently is I've taken bookmarks out of a couple of those books so that I will restart them next year. This will be one of the ones that I restart in January, because I have included it for a prompt in a readathon that I'm taking part in, which I will be talking about in my January TBR, and possibly a vlog coming soon. We shall see. But yes, Nevernight is one of those books that I really wish I'd read. I bought Dark Dawn before I bought Nevernight and God's Grave, because I bought the Waterstones edition of Dark Dawn. I found these on a Lumicrate, and that is how I actually came to find out about Lumicrate, which was a really fun story for you all, I bet. In this book we're following Mia Culver, who is off to join the Red Church, which is an assassin school, as she wants to seek revenge on people that did her wrong many years ago, which is usually the start of a lot of books. This book, from the first couple of chapters, do not read if you don't like gory stuff, or you don't like, you know, smut, because it throws you in straight away. But I am really excited to actually get into this book, and hopefully next year this will be one of the series that I actually manage to finish. Again, another video hopefully coming soon in January. The next new release that I wish I'd got to this year came out actually rather recently, and that is These Violent Delights by Chloe Gong. Now this is a Romeo and Juliet retelling, but it's not just any retelling. It is set in 1920s and in Shanghai, which is just amazing, and this edition is stunning as well, come adjust. But I really wish I'd gotten to this. Again, another book that was on my radar well before I found out that it was coming in one of my book boxes. I really wish I'd gotten to it. I'm hoping to get to them next year, but I'm a little bit worried now, because I have book boxes coming next year as well. How am I going to keep on top of all of these? My plan for 2020, and this will be in one of my resolutions, so I'm going to give it to you guys early, is that I'm going to try and keep on top of all of my subscription box books as and when they come through. Try being the operative word. Don't hold me to it, because it might not happen, but that should be in my book resolutions for 2021, coming on the 31st of December. Shameless self-promo, because what else do we do on this channel except promo other videos that I've done or going to do. Anyways, I'm rambling. So yes, I really wish I'd gotten to this book. It sounds amazing. I don't actually think I've heard any bad criticism of this book. And can we just look at that artwork? Isn't it just stunning? My second to last backlist book, which is a well-known favourite of many people, I believe, is Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. I got given this for Christmas last year after me and my other half watched the Prime show Good Omens with David Tennant. And oh my goodness, David Tennant is one of my all-time favourite actors anyways, but the fact that he was in this piqued my interest to read this. And I really wish I had gotten to it this year. I don't know why. I think I did try and pick it up at one point, but I just put it back down. And this is a stunning edition of it, which there's so many books that I wish I got to. There are more than the 10 on this list that I wish I'd gotten to this year, but I just haven't, and I'm gutted. But anyways, the final 2020 release that I wish I'd gotten to this year is The Space Between Worlds by Micaiah Johnson, and this is a sci-fi. Now I haven't actually read that many sci-fi books this year, but this is one that has been high on my shelf. I just really wanted to get to it. The premise of this book is so good. So scientists have managed to unlock 380 different realities, and you can travel between them as long as you are not alive in them. And Kara, our main character, is dead in all but 8 of them. And when one of her doppelgangers mysteriously dies, she goes to investigate it, and I think it's just like unlocking a whole series of things. Yeah, what she discovers will connect her past and future in ways she could never have imagined, and reveal her own role in the plot that endangers not just her Earth but the entire multiverse. It sounds amazing, and I actually really do enjoy a good sci-fi, so I'm really hoping to get to this next year. And the final book that I wish I'd read in 2020 is a 2020 release, but it means that I need to read all of the backlist books, and that is Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. Now, yes, as I just said, I know this is a 2020 release. However, in order to read this, I should have read everything else by Cassandra Clare, which wasn't published this year. So it's kind of a bit of both. Yeah, I think. But I really wish I'd gotten to this year. I really wish I was up to date in the Shadowhunter world. As I keep saying, I plan to read from the Mortal Instruments all the way through to this and Chain of Iron, which is coming out next year. I just don't know when I'm going to do it. I just keep saying I'm going to pick up City of Bones, which is the very first book. I'm going to pick it up, and I just don't. I don't even incorporate it into my TBRs like at all. So maybe that will be my goal for 2021, is to read the entire Cassandra Clare back catalogue so I can get up to date and actually read these books, because I have Chain of Iron, the Waterstones edition and the Illumicrate edition on pre-order for March, and I'm so excited. But yeah, so that was a little bit of a cop-out. But those are all 10 of the books that I wish I had read in 2020. There's loads more that I wish I'd read, but obviously these are like the top 10 that I wish I'd actually managed to get to. As you saw, a couple of them are from a few years ago. Most of them I've actually bought this year, or they're ones that have only just recently come on to my radar, as you know, I didn't know about BookTube, Booktware and Bookstagram all those years ago. But anyways, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a like. It really supports me and my channel. Were there any books that you wish you'd actually gotten to this year? Leave me a comment down below, let me know. Are any of these books on my list ones that you have read and you recommend? Again, let me know. And if you want to see how I get on next year reading these books, if I actually do manage to get to them, I really hope I do, then please give me a subscribe down below. Let's go on this book journey together. We are slowly growing my little bookaholic corner of the internet, and I am so thankful. So thank you very much for starting to see my journey, and I hope to carry it on for a long time. I love books. Where else am I gonna go? But that is all from me today, guys. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye.